January 14th, 2026. Dubai, UAE. Austin and his team are celebrating the biggest win in the history of their 9-year-old supplement brand. $5.37 million in revenue against a $4.5 million Q4 target in the German-speaking market. And one top-of-funnel VSL quietly carried a third of the account's ad spend on its back. The plan for 2026 looked simple. Duplicate the winners, swap the lead, test a few new hooks, and let Meta do its thing. But what nobody at that table knew is that 6 weeks earlier, Meta had quietly pushed live an update called Andromeda, and the textbook every marketer on Austin's team had run for years had been completely rewritten for the DACH market while the sun was still up. Within 24 hours, the account would do something none of them had ever seen. Erase a third of the brand's monthly revenue, trigger an emergency board call, and risk the jobs of nearly half the people who'd just been celebrating. The next morning, Austin wakes up to one of the most stomach-twisting phone calls of his life. It's his CMO, Leo. Seemingly irritated, he asks Austin for an emergency board meeting via Zoom. Right now. And the moment Leo starts sharing his screen, Austin's brain snaps him awake in a millisecond. Almost as if 700 milligrams of pure caffeine had just been injected into his bloodstream. The winning top-of-funnel VSL, the one that was supposed to bring in another 300k until the next iteration, went from a 3.4x ROAS to being completely unprofitable overnight. The bottom-of-funnel image ads that converted their warmed-up audience through their retargeting campaign started performing as if they turned Chinese overnight. And because no one on Austin's marketing team had ever lived through a meta algorithm update this impactful, he had to come up with a strategy to save his brand ASAP. It looked simple on paper, but when you don't understand the language of an entire market, figuring out what ads the new algo prefers feels almost impossible. That's like trying to read a whole book in Arabic and writing an essay about it afterwards without ever having attended one Arabic lesson in your life. After the meeting, Austin literally just sat at his desk for 15 minutes straight, staring at an ads manager that couldn't tell him anything, contemplating what to do next. Beads of sweat rolled down his forehead. His face was burning what felt like 90 degrees Celsius, and his chest felt as if someone had loaded a 60 pounds dumbbell into it. Unfortunately, Austin will never guess what move on the chessboard would have been the smartest in his position to avoid the inevitable checkmate. Hi, I'm Kevin, and I help people like Austin fix their creative strategy after the latest Andromeda update left a multi-5-figure scar on their ecom brand. Over the past 6 months, I've worked with dozens of 7- and 8-figure ecom brands in the German-speaking market and led the ad creatives of ad accounts spending a combined 1.4 million euros per month. And in this video, I want to share with you the hottest trends that I see right now, especially in the D2C market with health and wellness brands, that you can leverage right now in the German-speaking market for maximum profitability in Q2. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for bi-weekly videos around creative strategy in the German-speaking market. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first tip is that VSLs are on the rise right now, especially for top of funnel, and especially if you are a brand in the wellness niche that solves some form of pain or problem, like some form of gadget or I don't know, maybe some form of like a pillow or something like that. Then short to medium length VSLs that are about 2 to 3 minutes long are doing really well right now on top of funnel, that you can leverage right now for an unaware audience to crack ice cold audience and to basically get much more exposure up front on the top of funnel viewer, and especially to warm people up for your mid and bottom of funnel stages. This is the trend that I'm seeing right now across the board with so many different health and wellness brands in the D2C market in Germany. As I said, especially those 2 to 3 minute long VSLs. Some people like to do 5 to 10 minute long VSLs, or maybe 20 or 30 minute long VSLs. There's those types of ClickBank-ish VSLs. But what works right now, and what's proven to work right now, that has created many winners amongst my clients that I'm working with, which are 7 to 8 figure brands, supplement brands, wellness brands, brands that are selling, more high quality supplements and things like that. The VSLs that are top of funnel, that are around 2 to 3 minutes long, like sweet, sweet and short and not too long, but still with, you know, lots of punchiness and leverage points in the VSLs. Those are the ones that usually crush it top of funnel and that make a huge difference, especially against other competitors. Trend number 2 is that AI voiceovers and even entire AI concepts are still viable right now, and it's especially great for testing new concepts, new angles, and new personas. And what you can do is you can create some batches with AI. So let's say you have an AI voiceover that you want to test, and then you just take some B-roll footage that is applicable to your brand or to your concept, to your angle, to your niche, whatever. And then you just literally have an entire ad that's like an AI voiceover. That is the easiest way on how you can actually test new things and do that in a really, really effective way where you don't burn through, more money, more resources or other things. And you don't waste more money than just needed on the testing. And once you find real winners, then you can double down on them and just have them be recorded by real creators and test different other creators and different other forms in your creative strategy. But with the AI voiceover right now, I see it's still really powerful in the German-speaking market. Number 3 is actually something that is bottom of funnel-ish, and that is that timelines and transformations are really one of the biggest angles that you need to leverage right now, especially in bottom of funnel image ads, but also in short ads that are, somewhere below 1 minute or 45 seconds long. Those are doing really, really well, especially if you're a supplement brand or if you're somewhere in the health and wellness market and you're, selling one of those solutions that take a little longer, like for example, solving a long-term pain, maybe selling some form of natural supplements, but then again, maybe some form of like creams or lotions or whatever that are supposed to be, skincare treatments or whatever. And then those take, typically take like 30, 60, 90 days or whatever to really get some results. Those products in that niche that are doing really, really well in the bottom of funnel part if you're doing timelines. So let's say the maximum effect is being shown or is being revealed inside 90 days with your supplement or whatever. Let's say it's a weight loss supplement and it's against belly fat. So let's say you tell people that, inside of 90 days, you will lose 6 kilograms or maybe even more, let's say 10 kilograms of body fat, of belly fat. And then the first 30 days, you could go with a couple of, smaller short-term benefits. And then you can go with some medium benefits at the 60 days mark, and then the 90 days mark is where you have the dream state and dream outcome. And then you package those either in image ads. Those are obviously super easy to create with AI nowadays, ChatGPT and Claude, or you literally just do a short ad that is no voiceover, literally just, music and then some text, some copy on the screen and some B-roll footage that works really well with pain scenes and that with a lot of dream state scenes and just applicable scenes for the market. Those are doing really well, and you definitely need to leverage those in your bottom of funnel strategy. Next thing is that storytelling and organic freestyle UGC reels or, ads for weight loss are actually one of the hugest trends right now that a lot of people are still not leveraging enough. And what I've seen is across the board, the brands that have some form of weight loss product, whether that's some form of diet shakes or if we also work with a brand that has like some form of supplements, natural supplements with natural ingredients that helps your metabolism and through that helps you lose more weight, right? Those sorts of brands do really well on the bottom of funnel side of things, as I said, with timelines and transformations. But then if you want to do more mid and top of funnel things, a lot of the stuff that is working really good right now is if you just position a creator, UGC creator, mostly it's a female audience, and so it's a female creator that works really well in those settings. If you position them with the right script and the right briefings to record some form of vlog-ish type of organic videos that you would usually see in some Instagram stories, Instagram reels by influencers, or just some YouTube vlogs, and then it's just not too much of context, and it just feels really natural. You even have some simple cutting so that it's a smooth video, but in general it should seem more authentic and organic, and no B-roll footage whatsoever, not a lot of like images or flashy editing or things on the screen. It's literally just normal cuts, and then you have like a vlog style, as I said, like an organic style of UGC video where the creator could even be just like yapping about their day or whatever. Those are the things that I see working really well right now, and especially with some big multi-8-figure weight loss brands in the German market. I have seen that those are even the ones that are actually carrying most of the spend of an entire ad account and that have multi-6-figure ad spend. So definitely make sure to take advantage of those if you're in the weight loss market. And the next point goes into a different direction actually, and it's that older audiences, and I'm talking about like 60 plus people, they usually respond better. And especially right now, that is a trend that I've seen with lots of the brands that I work with. They are responding better to founder and authority ads and less to those UGC types of ads. So that's, as I said, a whole different concept. Before, we have spoken about weight loss brands that work really well with this organic UGC style. Now, if you go to older markets and older personas, 60 plus, 70 plus, 50 plus, I would even say 55 plus. It doesn't matter if it's just a supplement brand, if it's like weight loss, or if it's some form of gadget that you're solving, like the wellness brands that I work with. Those people build trust much more, or much easier with the founder. So if you have an organic founder VSL, just literally like a talking head video like this one, where the founder is talking about their story and how everything came to be, some of the social and scientific proof that they have with their product, and just build that connection with a face tied to the brand. That is usually a really good thing to leverage, because those are the two ads really that were pushing most of the spend for the VSLs in an entire ad account for a big wellness brand that is helping 60 plus audience people with certain pains like back pain, joint pain, etc. And those sorts of things, if you combine them with authority ads, so you can split test the same concepts that are like top of funnel and mid of funnel VSLs from the founder perspective, and also from an authority perspective. So let's say a physiotherapist or some form of doctor. Those are the ones that build lots of trust with this audience in particular. And if you are thinking about doing top of funnel VSLs, those are the ones you definitely need in your repertoire. Then there's an important iteration rule that just came with the new Andromeda update, and that is that now just normal iterations won't cut it anymore. The classic way of just using different new hooks for the same ad, or maybe even trying a different lead and different hooks and mixing those with the same ad, those are not cutting it anymore. Andromeda, the algorithm is seeing through it, and they're flagging this, or they're not pushing the ad as much anymore into the algorithm as they used to with those classic iterations. So what you want to do now is you want to do new concept iterations, is what we call it. And so basically these are taking bigger swings within like the first version of your iteration. So this could be testing a new persona, different concept of an ad, maybe a completely different type of an ad. So if you go from an AI voiceover to a UGC, or if you go from a, as I said, founder perspective to an authority perspective, then you would also need to shift the script there a little bit, and it would have a whole different talking head video, a whole different form of cutting, and it would be kind of a new ad. But really what you're doing is you're basing this off of a winning script, and you're just iterating and changing a few things. So if that makes sense, you just need to do bigger swings and need to do new concept iterations, mix up a few things, maybe even use a new strategy or try new strategies for different VSLs that performed well. And then you will still have the same good effect of, hey, we have a winning ad and we can actually take advantage of that and double down on it and just have a new iteration of it to create a new winner. And we're actually getting around that new Andromeda update, and we're still being favored by the algorithm. And then last but not least, this also is more bottom of funnel-ish, but it's a super big thing that I've seen in weight loss market and the health and wellness niche, is that super short one frame organic UGCs are actually crushing it right now in the bottom of funnel. And it is more those sorts of, it's like these organic types of TikTok videos or short form reels that you would see from some influencers, where it's literally like 7 to 10 or even 15-second long videos that only have like one clip. So that there's no cutting, there's no variety of clips. There's literally one clip that plays throughout the entire video of like maybe an influencer just sitting on the couch sipping a drink or looking into the camera, or showing their results, like for example showing that their waist, that they have lost belly fat and now their jeans is actually sitting a little wider than usual. Those are the ones that crush it if you put just a little bit of text in there that people can read and it has some form of outcome or dream state. Usually you would have it in the classical POV language. So it's kind of like POV, you have, tried this one supplement, and now all of a sudden, 3 months later, you have lost 10 kilograms of belly fat and you feel more energized than on 2 espressos, right? That's, feel free to use that copy right now in your ads. That's usually what, this type of copy that works really well with like tangible language, and then just short text with the POV angle, and then just something that people can see that looks really organic, so that they can differentiate whether that's an ad or whether that's just an organic video from some influencer. Those are the ones that sometimes even are top performers in some of the supplement brands that I've worked with. and some of the biggest brands and competitors of the brands that I work with, they're doing quite well with these types of bottom of funnel videos and ads, you know, as I said, in the German speaking market. And that's really it. I hope this was really helpful for you, and I hope you could definitely fix some of your ad creatives for the German speaking market with your brand and going into Q3 soon and leveraging all of the trends in Q2 right now with your brand with this video. If you also need additional help, then make sure to check the description. You can go to my website or you can message me on LinkedIn and we can schedule a call and we can talk about your strategy. I can audit your current Meta account and your creatives and kind of give you a direction and what to do and how to do things and kind of a consultation. I'm definitely always up for that. I'm not available for done for you offers right now, but I'm definitely available for consultation where I can help your marketing team just, you know, get a little sharper and use the ad spend a little more efficient so that you can create winners much faster and scale to a much higher ROAS in a quicker period of time. All right, and with that being said, I'll say, as I said, don't forget to subscribe to the video, leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.